What's up, Starcraft fans? Today with you the tier list for Hello, my old friend. Brian, let's hear the mutation.
Scythe of Amon is the map where we have to destroy 5 void slivers pre-placed on the map before timer runs out. Each void sliver we destroy adds more time, and gives more powers to the remaining ones. Some enemy units carry a disease that spreads to your guys upon death and damages them over time. When enemy heroes die, your guys nearby will be unable to do anything but run. There is no fog of war on the minimap. Areas with no vision will be dark.
Okay, so we have Twotuuu in the call with us today. Again, Sticksbender and Eviling are not available. Twotuuu, how are you today?
All right.
Alright, so how will we rank the commanders this week?
This is Scythe of Amon, so those who can just cheese this will probably get a really good ranking, and then those who have to play normally will get a slightly lower ranking. But no one really struggles for this one.
Kind of. So for me, there are 3 things here to consider. The map itself, so if you can choose it, that's extra points. There is COVID. If you can defend without having to spend units, that's gonna be better. And there's Moment of Silence, which can be annoying with the attack waves, especially if you need to use units in your static defense. So let's begin. Abathur, where do we have him?
Abathur, so you can't use Brutalists because Brutalists will die to Black Death, which means that you're pretty much gonna do it's either P1 or P2. P2 Swarm Hosts, P1 can be Swarm Hosts or air units, but either way, those methods are both really slow.
Yes.
So you're not gonna do much for the first unless you know how to lure or farm biomass from the rift, and otherwise you won't do enough damage.
Yes.
As the game progresses, if you're doing swarm hosts, it gets easier because the enemies will step on toxic nests and stuff.
Yes.
And you can just push with swarm hosts from the front door. So because of the slow early game, I just put him in B.
I actually put him in C because the early game is huge. If you can't destroy the first void sliver on your own, it's because you have trouble with getting enough biomass to push the early rift or the early void sliver out. Everything else I kind of agree. Moment of Silence is a problem, especially if you just use the creep or the swarm hosts against the enemy waves and the heroes. COVID again isn't a problem if the locusts keep body blocking for your swarm hosts. I think it's good for C. Regarding B, I'm not sure actually.
I don't think he has that much trouble.
Much trouble?
If you know, he can, of course he can do it. You just need to know that you got to throw in some spores. So while you're farming for biomass, you put toxic nests. So you're fighting the 5 o'clock sliver, and you just keep dumping toxic nests in front of that one little rift, the void rift, that spawns enemies, and you keep farming biomass. In the meantime, you throw 2 spore crawlers, and they'll attack the sliver, and you'll get 2 swarm hosts, and then from there you should be okay, as long as you don't lose them. Some people don't know that or don't consider using spores to damage the void slivers. So yeah, if you know to do that, then you should have enough damage.
Still not sure if that's good enough for B. Can we just?
I don't see why not. Well, because considering that
it's an advanced strategy. You don't just think of just putting spore crawlers to hit the void sliver. Oh, you do, but most people don't.
Yeah, so I'm telling you. And then the thing is that the late game becomes so inconsequential that the only reason why I didn't put him in a higher rank is because of the early game. So later on, it's he just walks over everything. So I don't think enemy comp doesn't matter what they have. You just kill everything once you get enough swarm hosts. Once you get 5 swarm hosts, you'll start killing everything. and then you just eventually have like more than five. You have like 10, and eventually you might even get guardians because they won't body block or
Uh,
devours.
I don't know. I'm still not. I'm looking at my own list. Look at my own B guys. Okay, I can put
Well,
him in
is yours
B.
top heavy or middle heavy?
It's B heavy.
Oh, mine is top heavy because this is easy.
Yeah, so I guess my ranking is just a little lower. So I guess it'll just move up kinda. Okay, if yours is top heavy, then B is
I have
probably, yeah.
I have several stars because you kind of know you have to do it. You have to know what to do. But I guess like if you don't know what to do, you can watch what I did and pretty much copy copy what I did, and it'll be the same thing. Nothing's really hard to execute. You just need to know what to do, and yeah.
I get what you're saying. I'm just wondering if I should just kind of move my entire list up because I actually have some guys who are C tier. Well, my list is
Well,
B heavy. I have guys who are C tier.
the
Well,
I have people in C.
yeah.
I don't have anyone below C because it's not that hard.
Well, I have three guys below C. I have three guys in D. Anyway, okay. Well, if you don't have anyone in D, so I guess we'll just move it up. Okay, I'm okay with B for now. Let's put him in B. Alarak, he's one of those guys that I don't think are very good for this. He doesn't have very good counters to Black Death aside from microing very well, making sure the COVID doesn't get to you. His only answer for Moment of Silence is keep the hybrids away, which might not be achievable in the early game, especially if you don't have forward pylons to overcharge. And if you kind of forget that the second wave sometimes hits the expansion, your mineral line might be infected, and we might have to restart, and that's very annoying. I put him in C tier because he can still kind of push okay, kind of with the mothership, and overcharge the war prism. I think it's still fine. So I think C is okay. What do you think?
Um, you for this one, I don't think you should expand. You just go one base and you use the void prism snipe because there's nothing that can stop the void prisms. So if you don't know how to do that, you can see what I made a guide on this. You can see how to do it. Practice it. It's very effective. Alarak defends all the waves at home with Wrathwalkers. Wrathwalkers being long range so that you can shoot stuff even when Alarak is hit by moment of silence. And then the prism sniping itself, it's like I put him in B star because he's fine. It's just that you kind of you need to know what to do. The execution itself is not that hard. That's why it's star. But I think C is okay since you kind of need to know what it's a specific strategy that you have to use.
It's a
Otherwise, you
hyper
can't do it.
specific strategy, and you kind of need to know the timings as well, so that you don't have to push in when you're about to be attacked.
Oh no, there's oh yeah, it's darkness. So I guess since they don't have speed freaks, it's basically like 1 minute. If you're playing one base, it's about 45 seconds after the announcement they'll reach your base.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just if I'm iffy putting Abathur higher up, I'm even more iffy about Alarak, just because it's a very specific strategy. It's not a Sky the Fame one strategy. It's a this mutation strategy.
Oh no, it's a Scythe of Aemon strategy.
Well, yeah, but
but with Black Death. So the thing with Black Death is you just after a fight, you let him die. Just let him walk out and die, and then he'll respawn before the next wave.
Alarak
For this
himself.
one, I recommend P2
Oh,
because
not
you
third
have
prestige.
Empower Me. You don't need Mothership. You're using if you use the War Prism sniping, you don't need anything. You just need Alarak to defend at home, and you have Empower Me for every single attack wave.
So you put out 3 war prisms, overcharge, siege them all up, and then overcharge them.
Just one. You have one War Prism with a Havoc. You drop you overcharge the War Prism, and it kills whatever's nearby. Then you drop a probe, you build 2 pylons, and you overcharge those. And then you drop the Havoc, to get vision, just enough to get vision of the sliver, and then you start pummeling it to death.
Oh yeah, I'm not putting
If you
that in
don't,
B.
yeah.
That's so.
See,
That's so.
it sounds difficult. It's not difficult.
It
That's
sounds
why
like
I'm saying, like,
it sounds like you need a precise spot for the Havoc to be in to see the Void Sliver, but not get attacked. What if you get something like a Death
It's
Grip Crystal or
invisible.
the Blue Fart?
If you know how to snipe of Amon, you know that you always go in from the top left. So you overcharge to kill everything that's close, and then you go in. So, like, you don't fly in close enough where a Death Grip can get you, because you can see there's the pink outline. So if you don't go too far in, you're not going to get hit by a Death Grip Crystal. And Death Grip Crystal cannot hit buildings, so that's why you build 2 pylons that are slightly closer, so that they cannot get hit by Death Grip Crystal. And then any Death Grip Crystals that can hit you will die to the overcharge before your Havoc gets grabbed. Then you finish off the sliver. And that's why I made a guide specific for this, because, like, if people want to learn how to do it, then they can do it. If you don't want to do it, then that's fine. Then you use a different commander. It's not very hard. It's just very specific.
I know. And actually, I want to ask you guys in chat or in the comments, you guys watching, do you watch the entire thing? Because I look at the analytics of my tier list videos. It only rarely goes over 10 minutes to the watch time, and these videos are typically over an hour long. So I get the impression that people don't really watch the whole thing. They just kind of skip to their commanders that they like, or just skip to the end and hear the rankings. So I'm not sure if they will hear the whole thing. Maybe some people will, but a lot of people, I just skip to the end. If they see someone in a high tier, then again, I guess B is a relatively low tier for this one. So maybe it's fine, but I'm iffy putting Alarak as high as B, because you need to hear.
That's why I'm saying you can put a star, and then you tell people that those with a star have a specific strategy they should use, and you mark it with a star. I have several stars, because if you don't use the specific strategy, it's gonna be bad.
Oh, there's one more thing you should know. My editor is not available this whole week. That means no one will be able to put stars on anything.
Okay.
So that might make things messy.
This mutation itself has several, like, stars.
Yeah, I get
Otherwise, like, Vorazun's F, right?
I get it. If you know how to do the strategy, you can do it. If not, it's gonna be really tricky for a lot of these guys. How badly can an ally ruin your strategy if they do something very suboptimally?
Such as,
I don't know, attacking a wrong sliver, or
if they're attacking a sliver and they
infecting
don't
your
kill,
mineral line, or something like that.
how can they affect my mineral line?
I don't know. Vorazun works in mysterious
I don't
ways.
think you mean for Vorazun? Well, I thought, or are you talking about Alarak?
I mean, Vorazun can do that too, Alarak. Especially with the Havoc.
That's Vorazun's fault, not Alarak's fault.
I'm just saying.
So,
I'm just asking how badly. You're asking me to enumerate ways in which your ally can ruin the strategy.
which strategy? The Vorazun strategy or the Alarak
The
strategy?
Alarak strategy. We're still in Alarak.
The Alarak strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's very hard to ruin the strategy unless if they scan, like, if they attack a different sliver, you don't attack the other sliver then. If they intentionally attack a different sliver while you're attacking one, then they're just griefing. If they
support
the worst thing they can do if by trying to help is scan. if they scan for your
The Raynor.
if they scan your the sliver you're hitting, the overcharge will start hitting things that shouldn't be hit, and that might ruin it. But other than that, it's really hard to ruin what you're doing.
Oh, I get it because everything is cloaked. Oh, wait, no, not. It's not cloaked.
No, it's not cloaked.
It's
It's
not
the
cloaked.
scanning makes you see more than you can, and they'll hit things that are farther away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
Like that's why I'm iffy about this because you need a very specific spot for your pylons and your war prism, and that takes knowing just the strategy itself. You need to actually know where the spots are, and that's I think an underrated task because when you
that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a star. That's why it's like, because you can't say the commander's trash.
I'm not saying
it's
this
not.
trash. C is not
I mean,
trash.
you can't say it's bad because he can do it.
C
He
is
has
not
ways
bad.
to do it.
C is like meh, or nothing impressive.
Yeah, but you're saying is C using like mothership strat? If you don't use mothership strat, he's not doing anything. I mean, if you're not using war prism strat, how's he attacking? It's gonna be even worse than C.
I'm saying
you're gonna have to pick off Black Death units.
I'm saying that strategy sounds like a very super specific strategy that I know it'll work, but I'm really iffy on just recommending that. Oh, just place your pylon
That's what I'm
in a very specific box.
If you're interested in learning how to do it, then you can see what I've done, which I've done in many different in my guide plus the run for this specific mutation. I did the same thing. So if you want to learn it, then learn it. If you don't want to learn it, then don't use it. So I'm saying that it's not very hard. If you haven't tried it, I don't think you can say it's easy or not because it just sounds difficult, but you haven't tried it yet.
I'm not saying
I'm not
saying it's difficult. I'm saying you can mess it up if you misplace things.
No, you don't. There's nothing to misplace. You build a pylon. You build 2 pylons. You overcharge them.
So it can go anywhere.
Yeah, as long as you're not like walking your probe right next to the sliver and get hit by like a brute lord. You overcharge your war prism to kill everything that can be a threat first. Then you drop the probe.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. I'll put them in B.
So like, if I said I put him in C because of the star.
Oh. Okay.
I said that like 10 minutes ago. I want to put him in C because it's a specific strategy.
You did actually say that.
But he has B power.
B power. You did it was actually 10 minutes ago. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Let's put him in C. Arcturus, where do we have him?
He can do his usual sniping, so it's just you. See, this one is reverse clear. So if you don't know how to reverse clear, then
that's true.
It's still not that bad.
That's true.
It's still not that bad if you don't know how to reverse clear.
It's not even that. It's not even bad at all. You can literally just wait for a nuclear annihilation every 5 minutes, and you'll be fine.
Yes. So if you don't reverse clear, then it'll be slower, but you can still do it.
Yes.
So Black Death doesn't matter because all units are in bunkers. Moment Silence doesn't matter because your units are in bunkers. So S.
Yeah, I agree. S. He's S. My go-to strategy would be just do the bunker snipe on the lower or the southwest shard, and then the northwest shard, and then nuke the north shard, and then earth splitters in the last 2. But I understand that's very specific, and if you're not sure, then I would just recommend sitting in your base or bases if your ally wants to, and then use nuclear annihilation every 5 minutes. You can drop a vampire on top of the shard that you want to destroy when you have 100 mandate, and then drop all the nukes, and you'll be home free. Just defend with bunkers, and then he's S. Third, Prestige, I think, because you want the nuclear annihilation. Or if you're confident in your earth splitting, which could get iffy, especially if you don't take the center or the expansion and you want to defend. That'll be a little trickier. So yeah, I think I recommend the third Prestige, the Merchant of Death. You can, if you really want to make Toxic Tyrant, you can probably make it work, but why? Why would you do that? Anyway, let's move on. Artanis, you can defend with cannons. You can do one base here. Just fly the observer to a dead spot, siege it up, so you have a place to put your power field on and warp in more observers. And then solar bombardment every 5 minutes. And then for the last 2 shards, you can drop Archon dudes and or whatever immortals or dragoons you can make, and then just right click the shard. It should go down. I have Artanis in S tier. What do you think?
I put him in S. I think that it requires good Archon usage, because if you don't, then you won't be able to defend waves. Because if you're burning all your energy for unnecessarily, then you won't be able to defend the waves. If some enemy comps will break his cannons really like badly. So you can sometimes defend a wave with just solar overcharge, shield overcharge.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need the later ones. You'll probably want Unbound Fanatics. But if you use like both of them, then you might be doing overkilling. So it's about energy, like making efficient use of your energy. But yeah, I think he's S. He's really strong.
Actually, now that you mention,
I wouldn't. Energy.
I wonder if that's really S, because when you have to allocate your Archon dudes between defense and offense, I wonder if that.
No,
is
you don't
S
need
tier.
you don't need Archon dudes for offense.
Oh, just the solar bombardment.
You solar and then you warp in like 3 dragoons and you right click.
Alright,
well, it depends how many enemies there are, but you might need like 5, but that's still like not energy. So
okay. I was thinking Archon dudes, but yeah, that makes sense. Are dragoons better in this case than immortals?
No. For sacrificial?
Yeah.
Um
Like if you just want to destroy the shard really quickly, because a dragoon is 50 gas, an immortal is 100 gas.
Immortal's 100 gas, but it has that shield.
Yeah. Depends, I guess.
I think it doesn't really matter. It
drop
doesn't.
whichever one you can.
Yeah, whatever ones you're ready with. For defense, I would make Tempest cannons. Tempest because they have long range. You should reverse clear. You should clear the close ones last so that your Tempest can also fight.
How important is it to rush to Robo? Is it paramount, or if you can do it, great, but if not, it's not the end of the world?
Not the end of the world. Okay. If you can also get Stargate and no Robo, and you just fly a Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix also works. It's faster too, so there's the benefit. Besides, if you're gonna go Tempest, you probably need a Stargate anyway, or you definitely need a Stargate anyway. Anyway, we agree. We recommend Archer Commandant, Prestige 3, and he's S tier. Dehaka, where do we have him?
Dehaka, he does his usual creeper host sniping. So, yeah, when the attack waves come, you have lots of minerals, and you're gonna make lots of primal worms, which are not affected by Moment of Silence or Black Death.
Yeah.
And you also you basically only use pack leaders for attack waves. You don't really need them for anything.
For offense?
So, no, because you make all creeper hosts and you just send them from the center. The top left one is like
you have to clear the
tricky.
Little base.
You have to clear, yes, but yeah, you clear the little encampments between the top left sliver and the natural. You clear that, but you can just like slowly push there, and then you park your creeper host in a new spot, and you do the same thing.
That also works.
Yeah, I put them in S because easy.
I also put them in S. Creeper hosts are really good. Each creeper is 180 health, so the only reason they go bye-bye is they time out or they connect with the target. That means as long as you deploy them and right-click them to the target, most of the time they will hit. On the last sliver, the very northwest, you should just clear that area that Twotuuu said, and then deploy your creeper hosts, right-click the shard, and when attack waves come, use a pack leader, win. So S tier. Moving on, Phoenix, I have him in the same boat as Abathur and Alarak, but now they're in different boats. I think he's closer to C tier than B tier because he can just use the third prestige so that he can continuously send the champions at a 75% refund rate and just keep sending them. It'll be more expensive because you'll lose more shells to just COVID and sometimes just moment of silence. Defense might be a little tricky. You can use the Dragoon suit to overcharge and just send, I don't know, a champion or two at the remaining hybrids, so that they will not be too expensive to replace, and then just keep. He goes front door, so I'm not really putting him high tier. I put him in C tier. What do you think?
I think P2 and P3 are both okay. P3, if you use P3, you would use it like it's P2, where you
Yeah,
have
kind
individual
of.
champions. And the only thing, for memorable boss, I use P3 because of moment of silence. So
Yeah.
for this one, same thing. It's like you get hit by moment of silence, but you die, and then you just come back fresh. Um, I think he is fine. Um, if you know how to uh if you are if you know the speedrun strat,
Oh
you
yeah.
can kill
Oh my goodness, I completely forgot
three
the speedrun
slivers.
strat.
You can pretty much kill the slivers. Um before I think for this one, you can probably win before the second wave comes, but like
Speedrun
let's
strat
say
is
you're not a
insane.
speedrunner. You can still It's pretty easy to kill 3 of the 5 slivers within 9 minutes. Like with just Caldalis, P2.
Yeah, I've
And
seen
then
that.
later you can like
It's
slowly
insane.
push to the last 2.
Do you know I've been
So
trying to recreate that speedrun? It's difficult. It actually
um
requires execution to pull off. You need to recall at the right spot. You need to use cloak. You need to take out the detection. Of course,
uh
individually you
take
can.
out detection. Oh,
They have detection.
yeah, but I've never taken. So for quick and undead, I used P2 and I killed 3, but that's only because there were reanimators and stuff. Without reanimators, I think it's even easier. Uh So without reanimators, the way
I
and
get it.
nothing like outbreak and rifts to like it disrupt you or props or anything like that. So it's just like attack waves. But yeah, either way, you just if you look at the spots, then you kill the 5 o'clock, then the 12 o'clock, then the 11 o'clock, and then with just Caldalis, pure Caldalis, and then the last 2, if you don't know, I mean you can, but I think like if you don't want to rush it, then you just slowly make an army and then slowly kill the last 2,
Yeah.
and it would still be okay. So yeah, if you want to just straight up go slowly from front door, I think he's still okay. So I put him in B. He's okay.
Okay. I mean, I didn't have in the same place as Abathur and Alarak, so hmm. Okay, we'll just go with B tier because we're already at 30 minutes. Let's just go with B tier. You're recommending either the second prestige or the third prestige?
Second one, I think second's better.
Okay. Han and Horner, where do we have them?
Han and Horner. So the best thing they can do is they can spawn camp waves, which means that hybrids don't come. However, depending on the enemy comp, like if they have air units, they might trigger the magmines first, and then the dropships come, and then that might ruin your plans. Also,
Ruin.
if the enemy is Protoss, they have observers, but you can't see them, then the observers can still trigger the hybrid if you don't kill them at the same time as the Swann.
Yikes.
Aside from that, like actually attacking is really annoying because you have to manually pick out the hurt reapers. You basically
Not the hurt ones, the
um,
infected ones.
the infected ones, yeah, the ones that don't have full life because they regen, and the ones that are not regenning will have Black Death. So starting from the third sliver, you use both cooldowns at the same time, and then after using both cooldowns, you fly in with Reapers and you just target fire the sliver, and then it should go down, and then you manually pick out the ones that are Black Death and let them die. Then go pick up their money. I put them in C.
Yeah, I probably would recommend doing what you did, but I would put that in D tier. Uh, I do you think they're at the same tier as Alarak?
Well, I didn't put them there, but this one, the strategy is not specific. It's just charge and pick
Yeah.
out people.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
don't think they're so bad that they can't even pull their own weight though.
Okay. Well, if you can't pull your own weight, that's E tier. But I guess I'm just ranking these guys lower.
Isn't D you can't pull your own weight? Because C is you pull your own weight. Then anything below C is you're a liability.
Mm. I guess in that sense, it's true. I'm just thinking D tier means you can't pull your weight, but you need to be really good at it. So,
Oh,
eh, either way, I mean, C tier is probably the lowest on your list. So, I mean, if there's no one lower than C, then I guess C is fine because no one's lower than C. So yeah, I'm okay with C tier. Karax, you have Spear of Adun, you have cannons, you have energizers, monoliths, you have repair beam, you have just an I win button in the form of Spear of Adun, specifically the Orbital Strike and the Solar Lance. You don't need to worry about COVID. You don't need to worry about the Moment of Silence. Basically, you just have to worry about your own execution. There's almost no way your ally can ruin this for you. So S tier, easily S tier. What do you think?
yes. Last weekend on stream, I did a B plus 11 with Karax on this map. 3 of the 13 mutators were the ones here. So, yes. With 10 other mutators, including void reanimators, this was still pretty easy.
I mean,
So
it is this map. It is the
it
cheese
is
map.
this map. It is this map. So yeah, S.
Are you gonna also say that you added heroes from the store?
No. So what I did was I combined all the scythe, like 6 different Scythe of Amon mutations into one. So it's not.
And
It's
character's still
it's
S tier, on
yeah.
with all of them
So it's
combined.
not my choice. It's based on existing mutations. But
Yeah, I
anyways,
get it.
I put them in S.
So Solar Celestial third prestige. Okay, unanimous then. Kerrigan, where do we have him?
Kerrigan, her immobilization wave, if the enemy doesn't have like anything that's more than 200 HP, she can eliminate an entire wave and the hybrids won't even spawn. If there are hybrids, she can hide inside an Omega Worm and like right before Moment of Silence, she can hide.
Yeah.
Or if she gets hit, she can also hide and like let your Omega Worms tank for a while until she's okay. The problem with her is that her army sucks.
Yes.
So what you do is for offense, you immobilization wave to kill as much as possible. Then you fly in your mutaling, and then you kill what's left, and you pick out the ones that are
Health
infected, and
infected.
you repeat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just
you
social
repeat.
distance them. So
It's kind of troublesome.
it's
But at least she has
execution
static
heavy.
defense.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I put her in B, but I don't have a huge problem with lower than B because execution is quite
Yeah.
you have to be on top of things.
I get it. I get it. Though that being said, I also put her in B because she does have malignant creep, which helps out with healing low health units, which might help some commanders. So I think B is fine. Though not very high B because her army does suck. I agree with everything you said. You just kind of power through it. But that being said, free money and immobilization are so good on this map. That's why I think B is fine. I recommended Prestige. I think I would use the third one here. The one with that can use Kinetic Blast. What was the Malevolent Matriarch? No. That was the third Prestige. The one with
Desolate Queen.
yeah, Desolate Queen. That's the one. All right, B
I
is fine for
I
me.
recommend the zero
The Zap.
P0
Oh,
so
no
you can
Prestige.
jump in, not the second P0 so you can jump in the middle and immobilization wave.
Okay, sure, that works
But
too.
P3 is okay too. P3 is fine.
Yeah, so we have him in B tier, unanimous. Nova, I think, might be an A star. If I could put stars on A, she can just use the third prestige infiltration specialist, drop the big red button on top of the base when everything is clear, move in with 4 liberators, smash the remainder of the shard or the sliver. You can snipe the death grip crystals, I think, with Nova. Those are, I think, units, not structures, so I think you can snipe them. For defense, you can have tanks with mines at home. You can also, if you're really good at timing, you can use airstrike on the waves as they arrive, and just you can have turrets and tanks back at home to stay alive. That's good enough for A for me. What do you think?
All right. You put this. Your ranking is the exact same as mine, which is A star, not A. It's A star.
A star.
Everything's the same. Death Grip Crystal triggers Moment of Silence, so keep that in mind.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They do. So that's why when you're using like a hero commander or something, you have to you if you get grabbed, you want to kill it, but then you get hit by Moment of Silence, which really sucks. So you really need to nuke the area, and if you nuke and there are death crystals, they'll be gone. Then you move in with 4 to 6 liberators and destroy the sliver before anything regenerates. Defense, same thing. So spider mines, tanks,
turrets,
the railgun turrets. A star.
A star. Unanimous. And we also recommend the infiltration specialist because that's how you sneak in with Nova with its super spy move.
Why is it star? Because it's very specific.
For me, it's star because you can kind of mess it up if you don't dodge well enough with your liberators. And Nova's army is very expensive, so if you lose it, it's kind of hard to replace. Do you expand here, or do you just go one base?
No, I took I stole a gas, and then when they killed it, I just okay, fine.
Yeah, so it's even more expensive to replace when you're on one base essentially. That's what put the star. Because it's very specific, but it's high risk, high reward.
My star is not the offense. My star is the defense.
The defense. That makes sense.
If you don't know how to defend, your stuff's gonna get hit by Black Death.
That's true. I agree with that also. Plus, the spider mines, I think, can also get hit with Black Death and Moment of Silence. That's crazy. Anyway, Raynor, I have him in D tier, although I suspect it'll go higher because he can just bunker at home, just bunker and siege tank at home. You can even use the 3rd prestige, Rebel Raider, bunker and siege tank, and then just gather air units so you can have a lot of charges of the Hyperion and the Duskwings. So just kind of right-click the shard and win. I didn't put that very high because the Hyperion and Duskwings can still get COVID, and they still can get hit with Moment of Silence. But that being said, the Moment of Silence only comes from enemy heroes. And now that I learned it, the Death Crystals, and only the heroes really come to you. The Death Crystals will kind of leave you alone since they don't go for heroes. So maybe you can just kind of spam Hyperion and Duskwings. But for me, that's D tier. You still kind of need to micro the Hyperion and Duskwings to right-click the shard and still macro behind it and still repair. And when your SCVs get infected, when they're repairing the bunker, you repair the bunker, and then you send them SCVs to wherever it is that SCVs go when they stop living. That's D for me. What do you think?
I don't think Rebel Raider is good because there's no point. If you use a Hyperion and you don't kill the sliver, they're gonna regenerate by the time you get the next one. Right.
That's a good point.
I did, I used P0, 1 base.
And then just do the same thing.
But now that I think about it, I said I have no Ds, but I think I'm gonna change that, because even if you know this strategy, it is not easy to execute, and you can mess it up. So this one is different from Alarak, which is hard. It's not that easy to you don't really mess up the War Prism one, but this one if you mess up, you're dead because you will run out of time. The late game slivers, you drop Vikings. I think Vikings are much better than Banshees because they have longer range. You put Vikings around the edge, and then you do the same thing except you have extra firepower. Basically, you use Hyperion cooldown, so Bansh is 4 minutes each, and then starting from the 2nd, you will use both top bars at the same time and you like summon Duskwings, right click the sliver, and then you summon Hyperion, and then start like killing stuff, and then then hitting the sliver. The
Yeah.
second and third slivers, you don't need extra help. The fourth and fifth, you do. You need like Vikings or something.
Where do you use the Hyperion Yamatos?
Whatever's most threatening. Usually I Yamato the sliver itself because I want that damage.
Yes. Okay. At least we agree on that one. Okay, so do you put him in C or D?
D, because defense also can it's spider mines. It's basically spider mine defense, and if they come with a lot of air, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
D.
can see that. Or I can D that. Okay, let's put him in D. Stet Boy, I have him in B tier because with Green Zone he can heal, but Super Gary, essentially, if Super Gary gets COVIDed, he's basically wheelchair bound, and that wheelchair is an overcharged green studlight. So you just either keep him in that overcharged studlight forever, or at least try to. You can't, or just lose him and then just get him back. You can use Zerglings, you can use Infestors here. From my experience, Infestors are kind of slow. They sometimes don't have enough firepower to just outmuscle a sliver, especially when you're marching up the ramp on the southwest shard. But you probably can do it with Gary's support. You just kind of lose him every now and then. So just you gotta memorize the attack wave timings, and then don't lose Gary when attack wave is on the way. And I think that's good enough for B tier. He's fine for me. What do you think?
I think he nullifies darkness because his Stellalites are everywhere, so you can see where the attack waves come.
That's true.
And he's the other thing is that I actually got 2 out of 3 bonuses with him. I only lost the third one because I messed up. So like,
all right,
which shows like I was so not concerned about like the mission that I even went for bonuses. I made Ling Hydra, and if the Hydras die, then they die. I don't care if they die. If they infect each other, I don't care. So
just keep it in green zone.
Always in green zone. What I should have done is
Corruptors.
No. Make a few infestors to tentacle Gary every so often.
I didn't think of that.
Because what I started doing is like you just burrow the infestors so that they can still join your F2 army, but they won't like walk into things. Then you just have them on a hotkey and you press E or whatever tentacle Gary occasionally, and that's it.
Cool.
But yeah, I put him in A. I put him in A because he's
okay.
He also has support for ally, whatever. So allies, Black Death units don't die as fast. His lings don't care about Black Death. Well, they're in green zone, and then as long as you're under
they do care about Moment of Silence, though, don't they?
They do. So when Moment of Silence comes, you just pull Super Gary back, and everyone else who gets hit, who cares? Let them get hit. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just pull Gary back when a hybrid goes down. Just pull Gary back. Yeah.
Gary's the only guy that you need to keep alive. I guess as long as
everyone else is fodder.
I guess as long as you have the green zone overcharge, the other guys will mostly survive anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. A is fine for me. I like Stat Boy anyway, so I'm okay with it. Obviously, Super Gary, you want the second prestige, right?
Yes.
All right. Stukov, you can go for Mass Bunkers as P3 or Lord of the Horde and just kind of slowly destroy the map. I mean, just slowly send your waves at it like waves. Just chip away at just erode at the enemy's defenses until you get the last shard and then you win. That's, I think, B. Sounds fine. You don't really worry about any of the mutators. You worry about your macro and then just getting enough bunkers in time. That's B for me. What do you think?
That's only B. Wow. Okay, so unless his
I
overseers
was
keep getting
concerned about
infected.
the speed or lack thereof. That's why.
I
If
put him.
yeah.
mm, I put him in A, not S, because I put him in A though. He one thing that can happen is like if you switch directions of your conga line, you can infect your own mineral line.
Conga line.
With,
I like that.
so yeah, that happens sometimes if you don't. Yeah.
That's
So you
true.
want to like send overlords to make sure you know what direction that they're coming from. Because if they're not coming from the direction that you're sending your dudes at, that won't be good for you.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
yeah.
That's true.
Um, you don't really feel any danger at all because it's just you slowly mass free units.
Yeah,
So yeah, I put him in A because it's kind of slow, but I don't think it's like that bad.
that bad. I mean, I also put Gary in B, and I put Stukov in B. So I think they're right about the same. Well, kind of, kind of. Okay, I'm also okay with A. If Stetboy's in A, then I guess Stukov's also fine in A. I just kind of ranked these guys a little lower this week than maybe where they should have. Swann, I think he just does. You can either go for the factory route and just right click the laser on the shards and then save your concentrated beam and pulse cannon for the attack waves, or you can go the wraith route. Just put a bunch of static defense at your expansion because you probably will want expansion for an army based strategy, and then you can go wraiths and just right click the shard, just fly in, make sure your laser is targeting the shard itself so that it doesn't infect your dudes when it accidentally kills a low health unit, or it's targeting something in an attack wave, maybe a hybrid. Just so your rates don't get COVID. But I think that's good enough for A. Now, what do you think?
Uh, if you use wraiths, it's gonna be lower because army based will just like your laser's not
Yeah,
gonna
I get it.
it's not gonna pay attention. You don't really
Yeah, that's true.
like and it's like if you run out of if you leave if you don't have vision, they're gonna shoot something small and then kill it and your guys get hit.
That's why I
Or it's
said
like yeah.
that's why I said you can train your laser on the shard itself because it's the one that has the most health and it's the one reason you're there anyway. So
But if you're flying in and the laser hasn't target anything, it's gonna target something first, and
that's
that
true.
thing might die.
That's true.
So, uh,
That's a risk.
what I did the
The factory
factory
route.
sliver sniping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a very specific strat that is extremely safe. But if you know how to do it, it's extremely safe, very effective, and more specific than Alarak's. But if you can do it, it's stronger because your defense is also stronger, and
Yes.
you can save if the enemy is not that strong. Like if they don't have immortals that wreck your static D, you can actually just
Do static defense.
save your concentrated beam and pulse cannons for any units that get too close to your factory, and you just kill them. Then you continue drilling the sliver.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I put him in S star
S
because of the
star.
specific strategy.
I've never heard of an S star. Okay
He's
then.
because he's really strong. Like if you can do it,
Yeah, I get it. I
you don't
see.
worry about anything.
Uh,
It's just that
I see what you're talking.
you
I
gotta know
mean,
what you're doing.
I see what you're talking about. I do agree that he's that good. I'm just S star. All right, I'll let it slide for now. Because we're at 49 minutes. We'll put him in S star for now. We'll see later on if he belongs in really an S star. Tychus, where do we have him?
I guess he plays normally and he kills everything. And you can medevac before moment of silence. Like you can use
I could
Sam.
never
Do not. I
pretend.
use P1. I think P1 is safest, although P0 is also fine. I like P1 because Rattlesnake doesn't have to like time his sticks because he'll have extras. Whereas if you use P0 or P3, then like your stick,
Dick.
once you run out, you have to throw the next one. Um, But yeah, so if you use like Sam, you can throw 3 grenades onto the hybrid, like to stun them and then run away, or medevac out of there, and then they
That'll
will
work.
not. You will not get hit by moment of silence. I put him in A.
I put it in B for the same reason. Just kind of keep your healer, following you. But B is also where I put Stetboy and Stukov. So if Stetboy and Stukov are in A, I guess there's no reason to not put Tychus in A. Just put them those three. Yeah, just kind of those are kind of frontal push guys. So Tychus also pushes like them. So just put them in the same spot A. Vorazun, I had him in D because of the Black Death. I didn't put him all the way in F because they do have time stop, which will allow you to D star time stop, which will allow you to send all your Shadow Guard and right click Voice Liver and make it go bye bye. You need to put a forward nexus so that your returning Shadow Guard and Dark Templar do not affect your mineral line, which you will need to gather money to build your defense, which I think will consist of cannons, maybe Corsairs for the distraction webs, maybe some Dark Templar, but that's not really something I would recommend because, again, the Dark Templar will just have a chance to infect your entire army or your entire economy. I think it's kind of not good because of the whole Black Death thing, and the defense is just cannons and whatever shaky form of units you can scrounge up to defend against potentially melee units. So higher chance of getting COVID. I think it's D, but yeah, not F because you can still do the Dark Temple or the Shadow Guard thing, which is pretty good at clearing. You're pretty good. You're pretty good at offense. Just the rest of the game is the problem. What do you think?
Considering that you do not need to actually build regular units to you don't need regular units to attack. You just need Shadow Guards. You can spend all your money on defense, and if you have an Expo, that's even better.
It's
But
even
if you
better.
don't have an Expo, then you just mass a ton of cannons. You can drop oracles with the stasis wards, so they get free shots.
That's
Cannons aren't
true.
affected by moment of silence or Black Death. Although
Yes.
there are some enemies that can give you a bad time, but what happens is that you just like if you make Dark Templar, they're just like one-use Dark Templars, um,
Yes. Essentially.
single-use Dark Templars. Because of the way Shadow Guards revive, I would not take an expansion. If you do, you should take the bottom one, not the top one, and your forward nexus will be away from that, like probably to the northwest of
West. Yes.
your
Of
yeah,
expansion.
so that it's closer.
It's
It's the
closer to the
closest one.
action.
Yes. Um, and for your main, your nexus should be near the ramp. You should have a forward nexus near the ramp too. Um, yeah. I put Vorazun in. Oh yeah. One more thing is if they have air units, you black hole them and then you throw in some Corsairs, and then some of them get infected and you let them die.
That's inhumane. All right.
You have to you have to do that.
Yeah,
I
you
put
essentially have no choice. Yeah.
yeah. I put Vorazun in C star.
C star.
I would say that if you don't know how to deal with Black Death as Warzone, it's
It's
worse
F.
than
Yeah, it's
like
F.
because if you think like you can handle everything, but your ally like you because of you, I lost my mineral line, then it's like if they know if you're friends, then sure you can tell them what you're doing. But if you're not if you're on a
If you're
solo
in the solo
queue,
queue,
they
you
might think like
can't.
it's your fault, and then they'll kill you or something, or they'll swear at you or something.
What are the odds that when I queue up into this game on the solo queue next Monday, it will be a Warzone ally who doesn't know what they're doing?
You should be the Warzone.
I should be the Warzone? Nah, I'll just be Karax and not worry about anything my ally does. I'll just be an Arcturus and just wait for nuclear annihilation. Anyway, so where you put Warzone in C? C star?
C star.
C star. So not even that is not as bad as Raynor. I
Yeah,
I
because Raynor has problem with actually winning,
guess that's true.
whereas Vorazun doesn't have a problem with winning. She has a problem with not dying.
Not dying. Does that balance? Does it counteract each other?
Winning is more important than not dying,
Really?
especially since that Vorazun doesn't necessarily die because of her cannons. Her cannons are just kind of weak, but they're not
Dies because her
useless.
ally's mad.
Yeah. Tell your ally to fly the command center in the corner, and then you handle the rest.
So
They
that
don't
might
need to do
work.
anything.
That might, if your ally just flies to the corner, you could just spend every last minute rolling cannons. All right,
Yes.
fine. Let's give Vorazun the C star, because it's not that high anyway. So what's the harm? What is the harm? Zagara, where do we have him?
Zagara, she does her usual cheesy things, and
Cheesy
you'll
things.
probably want bio launchers at each base to deal with moment of silence.
All
And
right.
yeah, so bio launchers plus spine crawlers, maybe spores. Then you'll just scourge the far slivers. So A.
A. Oh, I put it in B, but you're seeing a pattern here. All the guys in A, I had them in B because I don't want to be too top heavy. But okay, I mean, yeah, Zagara for me is in the same tier as Stetboy, Stukov, and Tychus, and then this list and that list they're all A, so might as well put Zagara alongside them. Zeratul Cannon's good. I put him in A, but actually, is he S? The reason I didn't outright put him in S is because sometimes the cannons, run out of shields. But I guess that's what the Twotuuu is for. I'm okay with A or S. Cannon's good. What do you think? Did you
If
mine?
Zeratul's gonna be infected by Black Death, and you can just put him in a Warp Prism, and then occasionally come out and see if the next artifact is ready.
You have to
And if
mine.
not, then you go back in.
You can't.
And then you
have to mine
Yeah.
here, right? You can't do no mining, right?
you have to mine. Black Death, you
Yeah.
can't do no mining. Cannons are very good, so S.
Cannons are indeed very good. All right, I'm okay with S. It is top heavy. Oh my goodness, it is very top
Because,
heavy.
yeah, it's this map.
Do we have a double S?
Same mutators on a different map would be a different story.
That's true. Do you have a double S?
The best Scythe of Amon commander is Karax, but
He's my top this week, by
well,
the way. Karax is my best this week. And
Karax is definitely the top. I don't know if he's double, but considering that he can take 10 mutators on top of the 3 here,
he is.
that can be taken into consideration. But I don't think there's anyone like, because you
For
still have
me,
to do the thing. But
my consideration here is only Karax is Vorazun proof. It's for lack of a better term. Because even if all his workers get COVID, he has repair beam. And like once he has his observers out, he doesn't really any minerals anyway. Well, not any. He doesn't need a lot.
his repair beam gives you time to pick out which ones are hurt.
That's very
before
true.
they infect more.
That is very true.
And they shine, so you can easily see which ones.
They gleam. Okay. So no double S, but Karax is easily top of S, I think. Next is
Arcturus, right?
Oh yeah, Arcturus. You just wait 5 minutes and then progress with the mission. And then
Artanis next.
Those 3 are always the top of Scythe of Amon missions. Dehaka next?
Dehaka next,
Yeah,
then Zeratul.
even if you lose Dehaka himself, you could just feed like 5 workers, then get him back right away. And then Zeratul or Swann?
Zeratul,
then Swann. Because Swann is an S star. Guys, for those who are watching at the end of the tier list, you need to know the Swann thing. So that's why the star. Who's top of A? I think Nova?
No.
Ba?
I would say the three front door ones are like safer overall because you can fight waves and not like worry.
If you think about
the
it,
problem with
all of them are front door. Well, I guess
Nova,
Zagara is not.
not Exactly.
But Nova literally just walks everywhere, so he's not front door, I don't think.
The
But
Liberators don't go from the front though. They come from the back.
okay, stay front door. I
Uh,
think. I think since the three guys, Stetboy, Stukov, and Tychus, they have similar strategies, but I think it just kind of the ranking kind of varies depending on which flavor of front door you like. Do you like a hero based front door? Do you like a healing based front door? Do you like a free unit based front door? I think that'll largely determine what order these guys are in.
yeah,
So I
I
can
don't
call that
see
a
any of
tie.
them being stronger.
Yeah, I can call that a tie. So
Yeah, more or less.
so is Nova better than three of them, or are three of them better than Nova?
I would say they're better than Nova, because
Okay,
Nova, like the defenses can be iffy depending
okay.
on
Then
what
Zagara bottom
comes.
of A.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. B.
I guess for Nova, you can't airstrike attack waves as they get close,
That's a
but
star then, because you have to time it, and then
yeah.
you have to know it, then you have to time
No,
it.
no, 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 no. I mean, as they're walking to your ramp,
Oh,
not
right,
as they're spawning.
right. So you only have to deal with the hybrids. That makes sense.
Yes. So
Okay.
you just like tank them, use tanks or
You
something to kill
tank
them.
them, hey! Ah, I'm the best. Anyway, who's top of B?
Abathur. No,
Abathur?
wait.
Oh, not
Uh,
Kerrigan? Mobilization wave. Come on.
uh, I don't like these three that much, but they do their 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 role. They do their job.
Phoenix is
Phoenix.
bottom. Bottom of B.
Kerrigan is like if you lose Kerrigan for whatever reason, because like
Oh
her
yeah,
HP will deplete faster because of
that's
Black Death,
true.
then so
All
you gotta
right.
like go back and heal and stuff.
So I guess
Definitely
Abathur.
put her at the bottom.
Oh, Kerrigan's bottom. Okay. Abathur, Phoenix, Kerrigan.
Yeah, I would put that like that.
Okay, I will now switch it in that order. Okay, I'm done. Who's top of C?
Alarak. It's
Yeah.
ordered.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Alarak, Horner, Vorazun.
Oh yeah. All right, then Raynor for D. Uh, yeah, I'm okay with this. It largely looks like my own tier list. It just the ordering, only the actual tiers are different, but the order is pretty much, well, mostly the same. Anyway, guys, watch Twotuu's videos. I will link them down below, and I'll see you guys. Oh wait, yeah, I don't need to do the synergies because most of these guys are S or A. So just pick one of those S or A guys. If you want to do a B tier, it's probably your own choice. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and do let me know if you just skip to the end just to see where the actual tiers are. Let me know. I need to know that so I can kind of tell you guys which ones you need to go back on. See you then.